on the outside. So I always dress the outside impeccable. 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 So I have always believed the universe was giving me signs. From the time I was a kid, something happened. I thought, oh, the universe is trying to tell me. And at the time when I didn't understand, but something's going on. I'm supposed to get this. And people think I'm crazy. What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, it just is. And I would say, I'd be like, boy, this is not just, I'd be like, this is not a coincidence. This is how, there's something. And people thought I was crazy. My brothers and all. I'm like, no, I'm like, this is not. And people are like, what do you mean? It's just like, nothing just happens. And I would say that. Nothing just happens. And then sometimes we get in an argument because, I would say nothing just happens. Everything happens for a reason. Oh, so somebody dying, somebody getting cancer. And I would be like, yeah. And what do you, like God, I'm like, I don't know if it has, at that time, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if it has anything to do with God. I don't know. But I just know nothing happens. Everything has a reason. And they be like, what? So somebody, I'm like, I know, that's how I feel. And I'm getting tons of arguments as a teenager. And I'm like, that's just how I feel. I don't know why I feel that way, but just how I feel. I don't feel like, life just happens, and I can't understand it now. I can't explain it. And that's how, and because of that, and also because I believe in karma. I don't know where I got that from. Because I believe in karma, that also helped me with sometimes trying to be careful to how I did things. Because I always believed that, shit will come back. So I tried to make sure that, when it comes to stealing and doing stuff that was really, oh, I don't want to do because I don't want this shit to come back. I didn't always win when it came to hurting somebody's feelings with my sharp words or cussing somebody out. But when it came to the heavy shit, you know what I mean? I always said, well, I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. And this is going to come back. Stuff, like taking somebody's boyfriend or sleeping with somebody's girl or stealing or, doing something like, oh, no, that shit's going to come back 10 times fold. So I lived my life, and I don't know where I got that from. It's just something I believed. So even when I was using, because when I started using, I still had these morals that I didn't do stuff. And if I didn't have money, I didn't con nobody. And if I told a person that I was hanging out with that they got something that I didn't have, I would tell them, I don't have any money, but I promise I'll get you back when I get paid. And I would take their information. And as soon as I got paid, I would wire them. And they'd be like, what? I can't. And these are people I just met to hook up with. There's some people that I didn't know that had no history with them. Even when I was fucked up, I had this sense, well, I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. So if I can keep my morals at this point, maybe the universe will protect me and not bring anybody in my space while I'm getting high that will rob me or hurt me or, some kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And it never happened. And I really believe that it was because although I was in this dark place and I was acting out and I was taking drugs, because I had built this frequency in my, not just doing my life before I started doing drugs, the universe was giving it back to me in return because I had built up a suitcase of good karma, and people may not get that. So I didn't have the experience I did have sometimes with other people where we would go buy something and the person would take the money, and we wouldn't get what we wanted. But when that stuff happened, it was always with a group of people, friends, that we were going to get some, or you know what I mean? Never happened with me as an individual by myself. So, I'm a firm believer in this. You know what I mean? And I kind of get upset. I guess I also kind of get upset when I see other people spill. That I've shared this with my belief with, that I've had my entire life. And all of a sudden, they're sharing on it and they're saying it. And people are like, oh my God, that's so, oh, and they loving him and this and that and that. Oh, he's oh, they're oh, yeah, ooh. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, well, yeah, I know that. That's what I believe. I shared that. That's me talking. I don't know if that's them really talking. It sounds good. But is that really them? Just how you share and someone steals your stuff and makes it their belief? Like that happens. I'm going through that now where I wrote something and I shared it with somebody, this idea, and now this idea is on another show. And I know if I was to research it and find out, there's a connection because I don't believe in coincidence. It's the exact same show that I shared. Every word for word is now on Foxo. And as soon as I saw it, as soon as I even saw it on Fox on one of the shows, they said, and I went, my heart went, wait a minute. I said, well, let me just see, because it maybe could be some. It was verbatim what I told my somebody thought was a friend. Word for word. Word for word. Underprivileged, underrepresented. It was word for word. I went, what? And I know it's California, and I know whatchamacallit, her ex has all these connections. So I'm sitting going, oh, this is too familiar. This is word for word. Word, the same setup. And so my instinct is said, okay, because I don't think this is the first time because we worked before and something happened. So I don't think this is the first, because they felt comfortable with taking something that I created, taking the money, and not giving me any credit, and not even giving me $1. None. So I'm talking to my friend, and I'm like, and she's like, oh, I never heard fuck. And I can tell in her tone that something isn't right. That something isn't right. But instead of getting upset or making accusations, because I don't know, but my gut tells me that show is not a coincidence. I'm saying, you know what? I am stepping back, because I'm like, I am going to step back, because I'm like, I think, and I'm more upset with myself, because if that did happen, and I don't expect them to tell the truth, if that did happen, and what's going on, it's my fault. Because the truth of the matter is, the first time we met and we lived together, they stole. They stole. Rent, money that wasn't there. And I'm running around, trying to figure out what happened. And I know, and today I'm thinking, if I would have just sat there and waited for that money and never called the person over and over again asking, I don't think they would have ever told me that they were late with their rent and they kept, it was only me. I was the only person that lost the rent. Didn't get my rent. I think the other people got their stuff. I didn't get mine back, which means they already didn't have any respect. And I overlooked that. And Maya Angelou said, what somebody show you who they are, you better believe them. And so I'm sitting here going, so if that did happen, that's my fault. Because during that moment, I should have walked away. Because that was a big reveal. That's a big reveal. So I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if that's what, you know what I mean? It's just, my instinct is telling me that I'm right. And I don't need to know if I'm right. And I know if someone's come up, they're not going to tell me that, oh yeah, that's what happened. Because they'd be worried about lawsuits and suing, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would leave it to God and let God take care of it. And don't have any animosity. I would take myself out, because you can't be friends with people you can't trust. And plus I would know we weren't friends, because friends wouldn't have done that. And the thing that makes it even sad, even if they didn't have to do that. They could have come to me and said, oh, I think we can pitch this. So and so they could have worked. But the problem is, I think, whoever, if it's what I think is done, they want to get all the credit and be the creative and have people think that they're the, you know what I mean? And they could have said, no, we're going to, we like this. We're going to pitch this, and I would have been like, oh yeah, I want to be the creator. I'm the creator. I wasn't particularly interested in being on the show. I said, but I want to be the creator. I want to get credit. Because for me, it's about get credit. And yeah, I would have wanted some money. I would have been like, for the first project, they could have said, well, we'll get you $25,000. I'd be like, I'm cool. Long if I have credit and I have the opportunity, because I'm a creative person and I'm always got ideas. Long as I can take this and I'm a creator, I'm getting some from that aspect of it, and I have the opportunity to create more and go my own way, build my own. They could have had a great partnership with somebody, but they never. I don't think they never saw me. They saw me as some punk, some dumb nigga. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that's my gut. And I'm bringing this up because I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here and I'm not, because then stuff happens. And I'm really not upset. You know, you would think with knowing that and feeling portrayed, I'm like, no, I'm not upset. Because I understand that everything comes to the end. And I'm at this point in my life to where I'm realizing that I am the shit. I'm the shit. I'm not a 10 because I know everybody can't be a 10. But I'm not a 5. I know through and through that I am a good person. I'm an honest person. Someone with good morals, a hard worker. I'm better at being positive. I've always been good at being other people's cheerleaders. And that's what drew me to this recovery, brother. Because, and people may think this is crazy, I do feel like sometimes the universe talks to us. Because I had a sense that he had a rougher life and had a really tough wall around him, his feelings and his worth and all. And because I've been through that and I'm older and all that, something said to me, go the extra mile, be a cheerleader. You know what I mean? Not in the liking or whatever. It was like, oh, because it was like, I'm good at that. Be another added cheerleader because he's got other, but just it doesn't hurt to have 4 or 5 people, to, sitting. You know what I mean? But in the process of that, I wound up getting feelings, and I realized I didn't get feelings really because of him. I got feelings because he reminded me of parts of my life that was great. He's from the South. He's Southern. He just reminded me of some home, and he reminded me of the good parts of growing up. Even though there was a lot of pain and suffering and all that, there was also good moments with my family, with my real family, even with my father. So he reminded me of comfort food. So that's what I was just not overlooking the personality flaws. I was attracted because he reminded me of comfort food, something I was comfortable with. He's not he's not. None of the guys that I like were bad guys. So I have to agree with my sponsor and say God is protecting me. He is protecting me because I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not going to share or talk about something that I don't believe. And I'm not going to sound like I'm giving a sermon because it makes me theatrical. It makes it sound that's not where I come from, and that's not how I think. I'm just not. That was something else I was concerned about. I can't share. No one asked me to share. I don't get that. Not that I want to share, but in my head I would think of popularity. You know what I mean? And if you're good looking, everybody wants you. Oh yeah, and you know how you endow somebody's good looking, you endow all these wonderful qualities over overlooking the truth. So it's been a real eye opening for myself because it's like, you know what? I keep devaluing the beautiful person God made me, created me as who I am. I have great qualities. And I know now that if with any man I have on my arms, I'm going to be an upgrade. I'm going to be an upgrade.